Goodness. Twitch says the title's invalid. Try to change it. Hold on a second. All right. So we had a little issue with Twitch, but now we are about to go live. So here we go. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the March 1st, 2025 installment of Mutant Politics with Student X. This show is all politics, global and domestic. We thank you for tuning in with us live on YouTube or various other platforms or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice as in the word saint spelled backwards, but the star of this show is Brother Student X. Now, the opinions may be controversial, and you hear things that sound like praise of polarizing figures, but we're not endorsing anybody. Our politics are not party-based. We lean on policy here, and we stand on melanation. So without further ado, I pass it off to you, Brother Student X.
What's good, my brothers?
What's up?
Chilling.
All right. Look, I got to thank Walk for being on the show today, and we have a couple other people that's going to be coming in as well. But Walk, man, tell the people about yourself, brother, and the show that you do as well.
Hey, man, I got to get in the character. I'm trying to be serious. I do Sex Talk with Walk every Thursday, 9 p.m. But, there's some serious stuff going on that I want to talk about, and that's why I hopped in. I even wore my Zelensky sweater today because, in case I got to go to the White House, I got to be prepared in a fucking sweater. But let me get back to the professionalism. Let's talk better, fellas.
All right. Well,
Brother Yusef is trying to get in, but he still hasn't got his stuff right. So when it is, I'll let him in. So Brother Yusef, if you're somehow viewing this and you're not whatever, just keep trying, brother. You're not up yet.
Word. If my goofy ass can get in here, come on, Yusef. Click the link and then click enter.
He's using a phone. You're using a computer, man. You're in a whole professional situation.
Hey, I've done that on Century Boulevard and clicking in and did this shit live in a parking lot. You see me when I'm about to have a fight, y'all. You remember that show? But come on, let's go. Let me stop.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into it. So the show is called Grandmaster, Grand Wizard, and what inspired me to deal with this particular topic is I'm still hearing far too much, from our side of the aisle, if you will, that Trump is a racist, he's Hitler, he's about to end, Black History Month, what I mean? I mean, it's just been relentless of just, how much slant has been put on Trump. And my position is, I think the man is a very intelligent, and making some very wise moves. And so we're going to talk about that today. Is he a grandmaster, playing 5D chess, or is he the grand wizard? And just to make sure, that we know terminology, grandmaster is the highest title awarded in chess, aside from the title world champion. Grandmaster is what that title is called in terms of being the highest pedigree of one could be. And then, of course, when we're talking about a grand wizard, the national leader, the Ku Klux Klan, is either called a grand wizard or imperial wizard, depending on which organization, is being described. So, that's what it's at, bros. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Grandmaster or grand wizard. Let's start right there.
David Duke. David Duke was the grand wizard. I'm a grandmaster at chess. Yes, I play chess and I regulate shit all the time. Just putting that out there. I'm great at chess. You play Mr. Student X?
Yes,
You
sir.
play chess?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We gotta go
But
online and get it
Yusuf
in,
really play chess. Yeah. Yusuf, he played chess on the regular. You know, he better be on.
Oh, well, yeah. I would love to play either one of you brothers. And I'm gonna just say this right now. I show no mercy. Yeah, like Putin. Let's go. Let's get it in.
Nice. Grandmaster or Grand Wizard, man. You know, what is Trump, man?
I don't think he's either. I'm on record saying that I don't think that Trump is a racist in the sense of I don't think color matters to him. I think if a black person acts the way he wants a person to act, he's going to embrace that person no matter what it is, you know. But I'm just saying that person, that thing that he wants, it's white. So it's not about the white skin color; it's about the white culture. So there's a de facto racism about it, but there's not an animosity. There's not a you know what I'm saying? It would be disrespectful to tie him to something like the KKK. I don't think he's nothing like that. As far as a grandmaster, look, I mean, he's got his agenda and he knows how he's putting it in. He knows how to get it done. So, I mean, it's like, I don't think he's being as clever as maybe you think he's being, but I think he's being true to it. And he knows what's working, so he's doing it. So I'm just saying that I really salute the effectiveness with which he does a lot of the stuff that he does. So if I had to pick two, I would lean over to the other side. But quite frankly, he isn't qualified for either of those labels to me. Welcome to the show, brother Afro Agnostics.
Hey, what up, though? What up, though?
Well, I would definitely put Trump in. What's up, Agnostics? I would definitely put Trump in the Grandmaster. He's a Grandmaster at this, and he's unconventional. That's why he's being so effective. In my opinion, it's a lot that he did, and he said it the first day when he signed all them bills. Like, I've done more than Joe Biden in 2 days than Joe Biden did in 4 years. Now, if you look about it, now look at this. This has been 2 months he's been in office, and it sure seemed like he did way more than Joe Biden did within his 2 months and within the 4 years. Very effective, and he is playing chess. A lot of diversionary tactics he is using with the Panama Canal, with the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. It's just a little distraction. He throw out the tips so people be like, oh. But then he's strategically going in. That's how I do when I play chess. I might send you something. You think you got me. The next thing, I took your queen. The next thing, checkmate. Grandmaster, of course.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Afro. You know, we were just over here talking about just starting the debate off. You know, just briefly stating. You know, look, Grandmaster, Grand Wizard. You know, what's your thoughts, bro?
Well, I would say kind of like both. I think that he, his business acumen. He's just applying that to politics. He's not too. I would say he's unconventional in the sense what Walk said, and he's kind of. He's not as polished as like a lot of the previous, like I would say all the way from LBJ going forward, the presidents have been more couth in terms of how they discuss things and do things. Like you don't have like negotiation with someone live on TV, just different things. But I would say Trump is like a throwback to Theodore Wilson, the Rough Riders, which is also even more explicitly racist. As I said before, I think the Republicans or the Trump MAGA does explicitly what the Democrats do implicitly.
Man, I totally agree with that, Agnostics.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Dang, it's a new day.
We back friends. We back friends.
Let's do the next.
Yes, sir. But I say you got a chance to already chime on this. I believe. Nice, right?
Yeah, I just said that. I don't think he's neither, but again, I think he's effective, and I think a lot of his effectiveness is fear. To say that he's intimidating, he's intimidated his own party. The MAGA, he's got those people in his lap, but he understands that the other people, if they want stuff to get it done, they basically gotta kiss the ring of MAGA. So he's working it. So all intents and purposes, he's the master of that. And he's controlling that, and he's pushing policy through. He's doing things to the extent that he can. I mean, a lot of the judges have been pushing back on stuff that he's been trying to do. But I'm just saying he's actually accomplished a lot of things that he's saying. The war ain't over in Ukraine, but we'll see.
I feel like he has to feed a little bit of everybody. Even though we already know that Trump has a lot of racist supporters. It's hillbillies in Kentucky with no teeth talking about, yeah, get those blacks. Like, we have nothing to do with your situation. You poorer than me, boy. You know what I'm saying? But he's got to feed everybody. He is just doling out a little bit it's actually helping them because he cannot forget them. That's a huge voting block for him and his party that he will continue to have and grab in the future, if he run for that third presidency, which is BS. But anyway, he's doling out a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's BS. They're actually working to try to do this.
Every president talked that crap. Like, even with Obama, like, he should run for a third. Bill Clinton, he should have a third. Come on, man. That's not in the Constitution.
That's people saying that they should do that, but he's actually talking about. I think it's different when Trump's talking about it. It's different. But Student X, what's up, bro?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna say is that without doubt, he's a grandmaster. The racist element is it's just overplayed. Is exaggerated. In terms of biases, other biases that people have, of course, But in terms of just outright being a racist and all this stuff, I think it's nonsense. But what isn't nonsense is the fact that the man is a grandmaster. And I'm gonna bring up a subject right now for us to debate, because I wasn't on the show a week or two ago when you all discussed it. But I was noticing that there was a point of view that wasn't being shared, and that is one of the most brilliant moves that I've seen him do yet is how he played the cards in Israel. Starting with first Netanyahu coming over here, to the U.S. They have a dialogue. Then they have the press conference. Just like the Zelensky press conference, except Trump waited to strike until he got to the second one, which is where they're standing in front of the podium versus in the Oval Office. And there he started to talk about how the United States of America was taking over Gaza, and that the United States owned Gaza now, and that it was going to be developed, and then that the Gazans were not going to be allowed to return, and that move right there, for those of us that know Trump, know exactly, the capabilities of what America, and what, Trump is prepared to do. There was never a plan at all, not even a little bit, to start any sort of nation building project over there, inside of Israel. But the gangster move behind it was, first of all, Trump was like, look, I'm taking it because America is giving Israel enough money to where we could take where the hell we want. Secondly, by taking control of that area, then now, he became the leader, if you will, over what's going to take place next there on the West Bank. And what he ended up doing was by saying that he was not going to bring the Gazans back. Then that made the local, Arab leadership inside the region have to step up. They had to step up because their own populations would be overthrowing them if they allowed that to take place and didn't come up with a plan or a strategy, to rebuild that area, because Israel didn't want to, of course, invest its own money to rebuild up, the last remaining elements of Palestine. So then now what happened is now you have an Egyptian and the Saudis that come in, putting together a plan to where now not only are they going to rebuild it, and take care of that, but Gazans will be allowed to stay. And now you have two other nations that have, a stake in keeping peace in that region and not having that area leveled and destroyed again.
Are you congratulating?
Notice you said, wait, real quick.
I'm saying brilliant. Brilliant is what I'm saying. Brilliant.
But notice you said destroyed again. That last thing that you said, that's because it is destroyed. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I really feel that was a chess move with Donald Trump because it is rubble. It's rubble. Like I made a joke, like they're going to have tours of the Gaza Strip when they're building it up. Like, you could come and get some dirt and be like, yeah, I went to the Gaza Strip. This used to be a freaking school. So, but it was definitely a chess move that he played. It's like sometimes you just throw stuff out there. This might sound a little cynical and disrespectful, but it's like when you dealing with children. Like you might say, I'm gonna whoop you, and then you like, I'm gonna praise him to make that one act right.
Well, not even evaluating the political goals that we were talking about, or the genocide involved in this. I'm just asking, like, are you saying you applaud, you see, this is your take on what he's doing, or are you claiming to know his intentions? Because
you say with Donald Trump or with
Netanyahu? Well, both of y'all can answer, but are you saying that you know exactly why Trump did X, Y, and Z, or took the position he did? You're saying you know his true subjective intentions? Are you saying that?
What I'm not saying is that Trump gave me a call and said, yo, Student X, you know what I mean? Here's what's going down. No, Trump did not do that.
This is
you know what I mean? But as one who has studied, how Trump moves, studying this administration, studying, the past as well, and knowing the capabilities, in terms of what America can and can't do. I'm saying what it looks like to me in this situation, that Trump never had an intention of literally taking the Gaza Strip and then now, having us involved in this nation building experiment over there inside of Palestine. I believe that was a ploy for him to get others to step up in the region.
What's your primary reason why you convinced that could not be the case?
Because, where Trump is right now, that's not what he's showing his focus is. His focus is here in America. You know what I mean? So now to commit resources there. Now, granted, the one thing I will say, is that, much real similar to what the Ukrainian deal was going to be, to a degree, this was going to provide an economic base and revenue, to support the United States in terms of how he framed it, at the end of the day.
Trump, I do agree that Trump does a lot of, American first, anti.
That's all that matters.
What the rhetoric is all that matters, because we also hear rhetoric about, not only just rhetoric, we don't see any pullback of the military bases around the world. We don't see any pullback. That matter.
That's not a bad thing.
I didn't say, hold on, we're not talking about bad and good right now. We're just saying that involvement in the world, like they're not. He's arguing that they're not interested in Gaza because they're not interested in influencing other countries around the world. That's not true. That's what the international military bases are for.
No, that's not what I said. I said that he's not involved, focused on nation building, if you will, there inside of Palestine, at all. That's not what the focus is.
The United States is always involved in nation building across the world. That's what they do: destroy countries and fund other projects to rebuild countries. I mean, Libya.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're always doing. That's what imperialist powers do. So
we're talking about Trump. We're talking about Trump. Trump was not involved in that move.
He's driving the imperial machine. Yeah. He's not doing anything different that I can tell. He not do anything different. In terms of rhetoric, he is talking about invading Panama, Venezuela. He's talking about invading Gaza.
Greenland.
You see Greenland.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. If we were pivot there,
we see the rhetoric.
That's a brilliant move too.
Military presence involved. So I don't see how you can say he wouldn't just exclude him from being interested in doing what he said wants to do, made an AI for Gaza. But you're just in his head. You know what he really means.
Yeah. I want to say necessarily I'm in his head, but again, this is my opinion. I'm saying that this, is not a fact. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm going off my observations. My studying of the area, the moves. Trump himself and whatnot. And so just all the facts that I've gathered. What it looks like to me. Is what Afro-agnostic.
I believe. Afro-agnostic. I believe what he's saying is that he's seen the pattern of him being bombastic and saying kind of outlandish things to basically move other things along. So he's not saying that he knows for sure. He's just saying that he's seen things being suggested and then something, whatever.
Yeah, and it's consistent with military foreign policy. So I don't see why I would ignore that and then go what I think he really means in his head.
The biggest thing would be that, first of all, Israel has been the proxy in that region, so, the way America has moved in that region from the start has been just funding and adding, support, material support to Israel, but not directly intervening in anything. So now for a position to be reversed to where now Trump is like, okay, we're American forces, this section right here, of Palestine, this is ours now. We're taking it. This is America. We're taking full control of this from Israel. People, if you saw the press conference, Netanyahu was holding on, to the podium. His hands were white. He was squeezing that damn thing so hard because he looked like he got blindsided by that information. Trump had not shared that with him, previously in the discussions they had, and so, but notice how, unlike Zelensky, Netanyahu was way more refined in his reaction. He didn't start just sputtering off, acting a fool, like, what? How dare you, try to take, any part of our country and just start acting a fool like Zelensky.
Well, Israel is not invaded.
And he's just been rolling with the punches.
Israel
At the end of the day, and things are taking place behind the scenes.
Israel has invaded that land since 1948. I'm saying Zelensky has been invaded by Russia. Two different things, though. But I understand there are two different point of views.
Yeah, one of them is an invader and one of them is the invaded. So it's a completely different perspective. And I still assert that I think he was respectful the whole time. And he was saying thank you the whole time. He didn't sit there and buck up.
They did a count. He said thank you 33 times.
So
33 times. And that's a reality.
I'm not, to me, that's so the least of the debate is who did he say thank you or not?
That's what he got. That's what Vance got. He got his pants about.
Trump kept saying
said,
you're not
you should thank you. You're thankful. That was literally everything. That was why it went off the road.
That's not why. What happened was the whole time, if you were listening, because I watched the whole press conference from start to finish twice. And what happened was President Trump was putting forth a narrative to where his whole focus was peace, 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 peace. Meanwhile, Zelensky, every time he got a chance to talk, he got to start going to the negative and talking about why there shouldn't be peace and why he doesn't, see it being, likely to happen and everything else. And so then he started to get kind of argumentative, and contradicting Trump. And then that's when, at a certain point in time, JD chimed in. He's like, look, man, wait, hold up. Because the whole focus of this is that people, lose track of is that Trump is doing Zelensky a favor and the country of Ukraine. They are dying, there's over 1 million dead Ukrainians, 100,000 dead Russians. So already there's a 10-to-1 ratio.
So he's not doing them a favor.
And Ukraine is smaller. Ukraine is under martial law. Zelensky is unelected and is a dictator right now. They're grabbing people off the street in Ukraine, throwing them into battle, only to be grinded up into meat, by the Russian position that's being very patient because all they got to do is a war of attrition. They're the biggest nation,
yes,
and they won already. It's already done.
That's what I say real quick. I'm going to touch on a few points you made. Okay. So peace is the presence of justice, not just the absence of tension. The peace that Trump presented was Russia. It had nothing to do with Russia leaving the occupied areas. It just said a ceasefire. I understand that, but that's and secondly, if they were doing Zelensky and Ukraine a favor, they would continue with giving them resources to fight the war. That's what.
No, okay. So let's use your logic.
I'm not saying that's not a favor. That's not a favor.
Well, go ahead, Walt.
I'll let you talk, though. I'll let you talk. I'm saying that is not a favor. I'm saying Trump is trying to work out a deal. That's not a favor. He's trying to work out a deal. Two different things now.
No, bro. Let's deal with your point right there. You know what I mean? Walt, you want to do it?
Yeah. It's like saying like we let's get these minerals. Let's get this in now. America, we're in this now. And Russia better know. It's just like some hood hustling type shit. Like, yo, I got a vested interest on this block. That's what Trump is.
It's a deal. That's a deal.
That's what I'm saying. It's a deal.
Yeah. He's trying to work out a deal.
That's not a favor. We say I'm trying to do you a favor.
It is a favor.
It can be.
I say, Mark, man, give me $20. I need $20, man. It's no. I may pay you back or whatever. I may not. I need a favor from you. It's not an exchange. I need something from you.
So let me explain that right there. So the favor is ending the war. You know what I mean? Look, Ukraine
ending the occupation, which is
occupation. I got the response to this.
Okay,
let's do the next. I got the response to this because you literally just said the favor is the end of the war.
That's right.
And wait, check this out. Because what you're saying is complete capitulation. Because that's on the table. They don't need Trump for that.
I'm not talking about
that is because you're just talking about.
I'm not talking about capitulating,
brother. You got to understand. There's a difference between just ending the war and basically defend. They're fighting for something. They're not fighting just for the sake of fighting, and they're worried about losing more than they've already lost. Do you agree with that?
Losing their land.
No, what they're not fighting for anything. What happened is, Ukraine is one of the most corrupt places on the planet. This Azov battalion and the leadership in Ukraine, they're thugs, they're criminals, and they are holding the people of Ukraine hostage and using them as fodder so they could get the resources from Washington, enrich themselves at the demise of the citizenry of Ukraine. You know what I mean? America doesn't mind that.
They're creating a whole war. They're creating a whole war just so they'll get weapons to fight a war that they don't want to fight.
The leadership of Ukraine has allowed this war to happen so they can get the resources and money to enrich themselves. Why do you think that wars happen? You know what I mean? If they're rich ones.
Student X, I got a question for you. If Russia just said, guess what? We're going to stop. We're not going to take one more ounce of land. We're just going to, you guys, we're just going to stop. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? Do you think, or what if Russia said, check this out. We took over some land. You guys took over some land. We're going to give your land back. We're going to take our land back. We're just going to walk away.
No, that's not happening.
That's not my question. That's not my question.
You're doing a hypothetical.
There's a hypothetical. Listen to the question.
What I'm saying is a hypothetical will never happen.
But do you understand the concept of absurdity reductive? It's reducing something to the ridiculous. So sometimes you'll propose something that is asinine that won't happen, but at least proves the premise of the thing that I'm trying to prove. So I'm just saying, if you answer my question, I'll show you how it has relevance. Okay. Will you have a agreement? Answer my question.
I'll play your game, and so you need me to answer your question because you're going to show me how this relates. Okay.
No. I'm saying. Okay, so if Russia said, okay, check it out. We're not going to fight anymore. We're going to give you your land back. You're going to give us our land back, and we're just going to part ways. If Russia did that, do you think that Ukraine would still be trying to fight Russia?
Yes. Yeah, because Russia hadn't taken the land before.
The land hasn't been taken. The land hasn't been taken. It's just ground that was achieved in a war. It ain't like they said this is our land right now, but they've taken it. Can I fucking finish? Now, after all is said and done, that land that they got will be for Russia, but right now it's just gaining ground in occupation in more strategic positions in a war. It's a war that they fucking fighting, bro.
But that's potato.
So what Russia has said, I'm telling you what Russia has said.
No. Interesting. You're saying that Ukraine. So the borders, the pre-invasion borders are restored, and Ukraine is going to continue to fight with Russia. That's what you're saying, student X.
It's not an annex or none of that.
They're going to leave their
jurisdiction. Walk. That's not the question.
They're going to leave their jurisdiction. The borders restored, and they're going to go into Russia and continue the war. That's what you're saying.
Who are you talking to me?
Student X.
Student X.
No,
I think he's froze.
What were you asking me? I'm not froze. I didn't try to walk. You was asking me a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying. So basically, Nice Guy was saying that. Say, for instance, the pre-Russian invasion borders. Russia is out of Ukraine. The borders are restored. Are you saying that the Ukrainian military is going to leave Ukraine to continue into Russia and continue the war?
in that scenario. We're not saying that this scenario is going to happen, but we're saying
Oh,
that look,
hypothetical shit. Okay, go ahead.
No,
the reason why it's hypothetical. Look, let me skip to the end because obviously you're.
But the whole thing. Let me say that. Let me answer this like this: is that the thing is that, bro, that's why I can't. Is that what the hypothetical you're proposing is so far from even being a possibility. It's not even a possibility. It's not. It's like this is what Russia has stated publicly.
That's what
Russia has said that they are not giving any land back that they had taken. It's been paid for by Russian blood. They're going to keep the territory that they gained.
So they're taking it.
And that's bottom line. Point blank.
So they have taken land.
There's no negotiating on that.
So they have taken land. So I'm just saying. So you agree that they have taken land?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so the borders have been redrawn. The borders
are completely redrawn. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And Walk, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Walk? Did you hear that, Walk?
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
So therefore,
I agree with that though. I agree it is going forever, but I'm saying that it's not like it's not like an agreement or anything has been written up. This is strategic shit. It's just like when we was in the war in Germany, where that movie with Tom Hanks. It's not like, oh, when they seize this land that they was killing them, that America has this land. It's just a strategic position. Now it will come to fruition once it's all said and done, because they ain't moving. That's how Putin moving. Putin gotta get something, and you know why he deserve it? Because he's a higher power. That's what it is. That's what war is.
Right makes might. Might makes right? That's what you're saying?
Hey, you brother, you
said the strong equal weak, right? Is that what you're saying?
You talking to me now?
Yes, sir.
That's how it's been throughout our history.
It's fucking nature. You know what I mean? It's the real reality of the situation.
Guess what, though? It's also
what it is.
The right keep the strong.
The right or wrong,
the weak united
is kind of irrelevant.
That's just as historical. That's just as historical.
But in this case, Ukraine was the idiots. You know what I mean?
Do you want to live in a society where right makes might makes right, or do you want to live in a society where right?
Yeah, police brutality.
What would you want to do ideally?
So get on.
And congratulate that. We should not be talking about the strong.
It's not about It's not about congratulating or saying like, "Oh yeah, good job," just because they're stronger. It's not about that. We basically giving our opinions on what's going on and what's really happening. It's been wars. It's been countries that's been decimated by higher powers.
The weak united eat the strong too. That's just as true.
Hey, brother Yusuf, hold on a second. Brother Yusuf, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me, brother?
There he is.
Perfectly loud and clear. Welcome to the party.
Yes, so I have an issue with this camera and this microphone. So I don't know what's going on with it.
But your voice is perfect. Your voice is perfect. So Walk seems to be describing the way that things go by might. And I think we all agree that that's exactly how things work. I don't think there's any dispute there. And I think Afro-agnostic was probably talking about right and wrong, which is different.
But I want to say that's the rule of law. You say historical, blah, blah, blah. I'm just arguing too that is also the rule of law, the nature or whatever, that the weak united also eat the strong. So that's
you're saying that it's not all Goliath. You know, sometimes David wins.
Yeah,
so
David.
I'm just saying that's
win. Exactly.
Yeah, you find examples of that. You know what I mean?
This is what we're looking at right now.
Let Yusuf talk. Let us let Yusuf talk. He coming in. Let's go, brother Yusuf.
I wasn't able to catch everything what you brothers were saying, but you know, based on what you guys are speaking on right now, this is what we're witnessing right now. David eating Goliath. Goliath has been, as we all know, that has been the colonizers, right? And we know those nations that has been colonizing the world. And what we are witnessing right now, even though many of us don't like Trump, because we think he has this power and this billionaire, but he is like David fighting Goliath. You're looking at a European white man descent going after his own parents, eating his own parents, which is Europe. He is aligning himself up with the people of the world that want peace. He don't want to fight like Goliath, deep state, what we would call him in the conspiracy world, right? So I think we are witnessing something that we cannot actually say, hey, this happened in history, and history pretty much repeating itself. None of the presidents prior has ever did anything what Donald Trump is doing. One tried, that was John F. Kennedy,
You're
and
right.
he was assassinated for even attempt. And just like Farrakhan and Malcolm X, Farrakhan once had said in a speech said that Malcolm X mistakes and everything he did was an example for him to go through the door without making the mistake of being assassinated. So what we are witnessing the same phenomenon with Donald Trump. We can see when he came.
What makes
He had the coelos, like the Spanish say. He had the coelos to do it. The
Yeah.
most.
What makes
Hold on a second. Go ahead, Afro Gnostic.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What's your best piece of evidence that somehow you think Trump is a deviation, that he's someone with the, what do you call it, with the he's a peace bearer? Why do you think that?
Well, when you go look at the previous presidents and their warmongering behavior globally, Trump himself don't want war. So when we look at Trump and we listen to him speak, but listen to his actions, you can see the adjustment that he actually made.
You're saying he doesn't want, but what evidence do you have that shows you, like, is he trying to decrease the Department of Defense budget? Is he using the form of
yes, he is.
Show me one piece of evidence that that's true.
Look, hold on, wait a minute, brother. Let me get him. Go.
Give me one.
No. You got your computer in front of you, right?
Right.
This is exactly what him Elon Musk is doing, going through every federal government department, right? Going through every federal government department, going to find a way. She said he can cut back the defense budget by $400 billion. $400 billion. He said he don't.
Nice guy. Have you heard any discussion about cuts?
I've seen a whole bunch of cuts about a whole bunch of stuff, but not the Department of Defense. I'm not saying it's not the case. I'm just saying that I ain't seen any. I've heard, put it this way, I've seen memes that have made all type of assertions, but when I go and actually look back, I haven't seen anything about the Department of Defense.
The problem is
not out of y'all damn minds.
The problem is here. Let me make this point real quick, my brother. The problem is this.
I would like you to defend this point, though.
Okay, I'm gonna defend it in a second.
Let's do one at a time, please.
Give me a second.
Please finish your.
I was actually talking before that.
The problem is that we that hates Trump so much, we don't look at his speeches. We don't pay attention to him. So therefore, we don't hear the words come out of his mouth or go on Deutsch.gov to see what they actually cutting, what they found, because you guys gonna look at it as all wrong because you have a hatred in your heart for the man. Okay, you might have a dislike, but majority of it is hate.
I don't have
it's hate. I have some brothers would actually see him on TV. As soon as he pop up, they turn the channel. Don't want to hear nothing he say.
Yeah, because
they already assume that everything come out of his mouth is a lie.
But they do that with Kamala Harris. They do that with Biden. I'm just saying that people are like that. People.
We're not talking about them right now. We're not talking about them right now.
My point to you is, I'm saying that I don't hate Trump. I don't hate him at all. You know what I'm saying?
You don't hate Kamala. You don't hate Kamala, do you? You don't support her. You're against her. That's ridiculous.
But me as a man, I listen to her in order to get a judgment of her. So I don't sit up there and turn her off. I listen to Biden. I listen to Tim Walz. I listen to all those that speak. That's why I can make a better judgment.
So you think they've reached a conclusion? So you're saying all the black people that don't like Trump, they've reached a conclusion without listening to Trump? You saying we're stupid?
Okay, listen. No, I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to go there with you about the stupid thing. Listen to me, man. We're talking about
this really quick. 80% of black people believe Trump is racist. You know that, right?
Based on whose opinion?
Based
Exactly.
on their
It's
opinion.
not their
That's
own.
not their opinion.
They're based on their
That's not their
based
opinion.
on their assessment of Trump. I'm just
No,
saying
there is no
believe that.
assessment because you got to bring out
So
proof
you're
of
saying
those
80%
assessments.
of black people
What
are wrong.
assessments do you have to prove that he's racist? Since you have these assessments,
No, I'm saying I didn't say I said 80% of black. I'm included,
and
but 80% of black people believe, even if I'm not a part of it, there's still 80% of black
you
people.
heard
believe.
the key word you just used was the key word you just used was belief.
That's all you can do, brother.
It said, no. That's not all you can do. That's not all because there's such a word called knowing. So the belief system, their belief came from another entity called media.
We all
They
get information from
programmed
media.
them.
But
They
why has
programmed
media?
them.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Just like Malcolm X.
Go ahead, brother. Speaking
Who programmed the folks to dislike Malcolm X? Who programmed the folks to dislike Martin Luther King? Who programmed the peoples to hate Hitler? Who programmed the people to hate anyone on this earth? Who did this? Who programmed the peoples of the world to hate us?
It goes back to
It's
media.
a program.
Yeah.
It's a
And
program.
Malcolm X is on the stamp, and Martin Luther King is on the stamp. They was both public enemy number one. That's where that term came from. Public enemy number one.
It's all programming, bro.
So what about Hitler? So you saying that Hitler?
Nobody mentioned nothing about no damn Hitler. Let's not go.
Wait.
Yes, I did say the word Hitler. Yes, I did. Yes, I did say the word Hitler.
You hear that walk?
So now you ask the question. You ask the question.
My question is: are people programming you? Is it? I mean, put it this way. I get how what you're saying that can hold up. You know, I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying, for anything. But I'm just saying it. But is it really programming you to dislike Hitler as opposed to just relaying the shit that he did that makes him very objectively dislikable?
Okay, so let me get this to you real quick, and I want you to hear me very carefully, right? So when the victors always write the stories, right? Not the losers, correct? So when you go and really, when you go in and examine what the victor has written, so when you look at the trains that was allegedly supposed to carry these people into these ovens or whatnot, right?
Oh my God!
Who owned the train system? Who owned the banking system? Who financed the war? Who financed the artillery? Who made the artillery? So what we got to understand is that the victor writes the story. Is it a true story? If the victor won, I mean, if Hitler and them lost, why did those same scientists come to the United States and take over our government, called Operation Paperclip? How? Can somebody answer? Can somebody answer?
I think those are all good questions, but real quick, you know, because we got off subject to a degree, but so I just wanted to just add a piece of information real quick because we were talking about, you know, Trump at one point, right? You know what I mean? Racist or is he a chess master? And then we were talking about defense budgets. And so I want to bring to your attention that is well documented in the media that Trump called for China and Russia to join the U.S., you know, at the world's top defense spender in talks aimed at eventually reducing the respective nuclear stockpiles as well as military budgets by up to 50%. Vladimir Putin had welcomed the notion and extended an invitation to his Chinese counterpart to weigh in on such a commitment as well. Trump, what's wild is Trump is arrogant enough to believe that he can establish world peace, and that's why I believe he's absolutely
no. I heard that. Wait, I heard that talk, but that's different from actually cutting the defensive budget. That's talking about that's all of us saying that let's disarm. But I'm just saying that there a lot of people have been talking about decreasing.
They've been doing that
stuff
forever.
like that.
But it doesn't matter about a lot of people. This is China, Russia, and the U.S.
I'm talking about presidents. I'm talking about nuclear disarming. I'm just saying
and nuclear disarming.
That's not a new concept.
Kamala, administration.
I think we're arguing for sake of arguing, right? I don't think nobody's actually listening.
Because we disagree on fundamental things. But
But if you don't know, but if you don't know, how can you disagree?
What do you mean I don't know?
They've
Because
literally
Say
been
if
talking
you
about it
don't know.
before.
He said, if you don't know, how can you
thank
disagree?
you, brother Watt. They thank you, brother Watt. So when we
I
speak
actually
about,
be listening to what people say, unlike a few
Actually,
people.
did, because you said he didn't say Hitler and he did say Hitler. So that's like a
Yeah,
fact that you
exactly.
weren't
I just
listening.
left Hitler out because
But
they ain't had shit to do when we talk about
it did
America.
have something to do.
I
It
heard
did
what he
have something
said.
to do. Oh, now
I-
you okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, Trump.
so what we are experiencing, what we are experiencing is a complete audit of the federal government to find the wasteful spending. Donald Trump said in his last term before he had all these enemies coming against him, he said, United States is over $20 trillion in debt and we got potholes on our roads. How?
So let's go
He
over
said
that. Let's go after Grandmaster Medicaid.
there's money being stolen from the American taxpayers. And when he start talking in that
Tax
kind of
cuts
language,
for the rich.
said again, listen, check this out. Prove to me that the Democrats signed any legislation that gave tax cuts to the rich. Or
Afro
wanted to
agnostic.
tax the rich. That wanted to tax the rich.
Before you answer that
That wanted
question,
to tax the rich.
Afro agnostic. Are you a Democrat?
Man,
That ain't
fuck the
got shit to do with shit.
Democrats.
See, that's a
It does
distraction.
because
Disruption,
you know it's not because he
That's
brought
it.
up the
That's it. That's
Democrats.
a
We're not
distraction.
talking about the
That's
Democrats.
a
Neither of us are Democrats.
Because
What the
those are
hell
the
I got to
talking
do with
points. Those
anything?
are the talking points that Democrats use. He's
Thank
using the same
you.
talking points.
Wait, no,
I'm
It's
out of
it's
order. You
it's
out
it's
of
it's
this whole
it's it's
stuff.
it's what, man?
That's
It's
a
what?
talking
No, it's
point.
the same
Just
talking
really
point.
quick. That's a talking point. That's a talking point amongst left-leaning Democrats that they borrow from the left. So I mean, that's one thing. I want some fundamental differences too in our point of views and stuff. I'm left. I'm on the left of the spectrum, no doubt. But
You
the
go.
Democrats parties, the Democrats are centrists. They're left-leaning conservatives. Most, I mean, we never consider the Democrats left. They are far. They have no left in their program, zero. So I'm just saying, as a critique, though, I mean, I don't think every folks understand what being left truly is and what that truly means.
Student X.
Are not
This your
left.
show, Mutant Politics. Can you please restore order and let's get back on what we talking about? I'm out of order. You're out of
I do
whole
appreciate
corner.
the dialogue, but let's do this. Let's do this.
Do you understand? Do you understand why I made that point? Do you understand why I made that point? If you don't understand it, you don't understand it. That's okay. I'm just saying, but do you understand why I
We all
distinguished
speak
that?
English on this show, bro. Let's get to the.
But you don't
to the
understand.
meat
But you don't understand. It's actually germane because my point is that you're saying these are Democratic talking points. You don't have to throw a Democratic label. You can just attack it from 2 + 2 = 4. I'm just saying that once you throw the Democrats in it, you're like,
I'm
look,
according to
we're not
Terrence
trying
Howard.
to defend them.
No, but
And
I
of course,
think it's
and
very
obviously,
relevant.
he's a total fucking
order.
idiot.
I think it is
You're-
relevant that if we're talking about a particular topic, you know, to talk about who the champion is of that particular topic, I don't think that's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
If you're not talking about the topic on its merits, if you're talking about who's the champion
on
of
its
it,
merits.
all you're doing is muddying the waters. We're just talking about all we're talking about is math. We're not talking about the people associated with it. So I'm just saying that if you have a legitimate attack for the thing, you don't have to bring Democrats or nothing into it. Just bring the legitimate counter argument to it. I'm just saying that you're muddying the waters because you're saying Democrats. We're not Democrats.
And I just want to add real quick, the only thing I hate more than a liberal is a conservative. So I hate them both.
Yeah, we don't identify with either of those things.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm just saying. It's just,
So if you don't identify with none of those things, if you don't identify with none of those things, why would you throw your hat in for Kamala Harris?
I didn't throw my
Wait,
hat
let's
in.
not get
I'm not asking you.
distracted.
I'm not asking you, my
See,
brother. I'm asking another brother.
Okay.
What did you say?
Okay, let's not get distracted. The question was, Brother Charles, is if Donald Trump playing chess, right? Or what was the other one?
Grandmaster.
We're talking about is Donald Trump a grandmaster or grand wizard, and then we've been giving examples, you know, in terms of you know, why we would say that he's not or is that, you know. And so, for example, like the example I'm gonna throw on the table right now is in terms of going to the point that is Donald Trump a grand wizard, you know, with a grand wizard, you know, name to as his partners are Alice Marie Johnson, who had been serving a life sentence for a role in the multi-million-dollar cocaine trafficking ring back in the 1990s. Trump commuted his sentence back in June 2028 at the request of Kim Kardashian, who came to the White House to push for criminal justice reform. You see what I'm saying? So he's named her now as the partner czar, who my understanding will be helping to identify, others, that are deserving of being pardoned. So is that a racist?
That was the chess move.
The only thing I agree with you is that Trump does do chess moves. I believe he is. I think the whole rap that he's dumb, that's not true. He is smart. But I don't agree with his goals and objective. I think this part, you think he's creating peace. He's some white version of Martin Luther King. I look at him as a striving dictator that wants to increase the 1%. He wants to concentrate wealth in the hands of the few. He has a billionaire cabinet. And even with Lise Johnson, she was unfairly convicted, of course, but she's a handpicked tool for the MAGA agenda. She's put here to dismantle progressive prison reform and replace it with policies that are based around religious salvation and that type of rehabilitation. That's backwards thinking. That's not progressive prison reform. The religion has controlled prison reform.
And that was your opinion. That was your opinion.
No, actually, like things like probation.
There you go.
Progressive reforms. The religious groups were against that. The religious groups were military confinement, law, order. They replaced religion.
What's the 1% today?
Education and things like that. So that's what Johnson.
He asked you what's the 1% today.
Was what?
What is the 1%? What is the 1% today? You saying that he keep going to make the rich, make these rich people? We already got those rich people. They are called the 1%ers. They even got people that got trillions of dollars more money than Elon Musk that they don't speak about over there in Europe. Right. They've been here for a very long time. So you keep thinking that Trump is trying to take the wealth or the money from the middle class when he's trying to get the money back to the middle class. Here, we don't want to tax you. We don't want to do this, that, and other, what they've been doing. We want to give you back your money. You got to bring down the spending of the federal government in order for the people to go free.
Okay, so
just way you can have more wealth for your family. You're going to have those that's going to be. Go ahead.
You think this is almost like a moral mission. You think these white billionaires are getting together so they can help out the poor. That's what you think. This is a big charitable act that what they're doing.
No, I don't think that white billionaires with an S. I think there might be a few that could care about humanity.
The largest concentration of billionaires.
And let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you as well. When you look at this whole situation, it took a narcissist and someone with money to battle deep state because he can't be bought. And you need somebody who got nuts that's willing to fight and push back. You as a man have someone's trying to kill you, assassinate you 2 or 3 times, and you still gonna stand on your platform. I don't see too many white or black men that's willing to do that.
But Trump is.
Yes.
Trump is fighting for the black. The DEI doesn't look at what y'all saying. DEI.
Look at what you saying. DEI ain't got nothing to do with black folks. DEI got something to do with men when DEI got something to do with white men acting like white women, white men going to work in dresses, people with all these different hair colors and tattoos all in their face and piercings. That's DEI, bro. Beg pardon? Say it again.
He's the savior. He's going to save us, basically. Trump, he's the master plan.
That goes to show your level of thinking. You want to portray as a smart and intelligent guy, but common sense is not something that you can't buy. You can't go to school for common sense. You got to have common sense and rationale in this thing, man.
Collectively accepted things that we take for granted we think are true. They don't necessarily. A lot of things were common sense a century or so ago, like the whole idea of race. But we know now that that's a social construct. I mean,
what was your question, Yusef?
I'm asking him.
Race. That's what you call common sense. It changes with time.
I think that's an objective definition of common sense. That's what I'm saying. It's an objective.
Let's do this. Let's get this. So look, so I think we exhausted, in terms of, again, I threw out the system because look, we talking about Trump racists. Some people out there, according to Afro, 80% of black people believe Trump is a racist. This is why we did the show.
46% of white people.
I'm sorry.
And 46%
and 40% of white people. You said you believe that too?
46% on most polls. Yeah.
Brother Charles, can I talk to him, brother, about that situation as well? But talking about the 46%.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Something comparable to whites. Yeah.
So, as a man, you're trying to clean up your country. You want to get rid of illegal. Well, therefore, you're going to have those who identify with immigrants. Yeah, those percentages. Those percentages. Hold on, I can't pause. I can't pause right now. Let me finish my thought. Let me pause my thought.
No,
let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought. Those that are involved in homosexuality, right? So those numbers are going to go up, right? Those who are involved in funneling money through the federal government and through these nonprofit organizations, right? They're stealing this money. Those numbers are going to go up. They're going to hate him even more because they're saying they're losing their job. No, he is actually destroying the money laundering of these peoples who's been doing it for years. Do you know you have white folks that's in the malls while we're out there working, got nonprofits making billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars, putting a shrimp on a treadmill?
Okay, I just want you to
calling it nonprofit research.
The horn work.
Let's pause right there because that's a chunk right there.
The horn don't work.
So, and I'm not even going to defend my point. I'm just clarifying what you're saying. Okay, cool. So you talk about Trump is here. He has a plan to battle waste and corruption. Correct. And look at everything you pointed out as part of his plan of how to eliminate that. Immigrants, pretty much you're talking about Mexicans, okay? Then you're talking about these
No. He said he's kicking out white folks. You go look on social media.
But
white folks cook out Italian.
I think he's saying
if you're here illegally, it'll predominantly be because they're coming through the like this open water. So yes, there's a majority of them.
Like this.
Look at the numbers.
Like this. MAGA folks,
look at the numbers.
When they think immigrants, they think Mexicans. So he's signaling to them. So you can say what you think he means.
That's what you want to put on MAGA folks. That's what you want to put on MAGA folks.
They thinking, and like these are people.
That's what you want. That's what you want to think.
No, the majority of illegal immigrants are coming from Latin America. That's facts. So when we talk about illegal immigration, the focus is on them. And then some of the other things you're talking about in the pursuit of getting rid of corruption and waste, you're talking about going after DEI, correct? Correct?
He's gone. No. He's gone.
No.
Okay.
Well, look. The fact that the walls on the southern border and not the northern border.
Just real quick, all I'm saying is turn the view over, and I think you should look at the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, and the Billionaires Club as the problem. But notice that that's not even the focus. The focus
that's not
is
true.
The little people.
That's not true, bro. Trump is literally auditing the Pentagon. Department of Defense.
No, he's not.
Literally stacked
the first time ever.
The people he could trust.
Have you heard this come out of departments? Have you ever heard of so we know that the Pentagon, for instance, hasn't passed an audit in 6 or 7 years. They have never prior to that time. They were never held accountable to even have an audit. We know that there's super waste and corruption in the War Department. Like you can go there alone and deal with most of the waste, but that's not what we're hearing. We're hearing he's coming after DEI. He's coming after Medicaid. He's coming after SNAP. He's coming after USA. He's coming after.
Anything that is being looked at as waste, fraud, and abuse. You know what I mean? That is what is being looked at, and that's what's being identified.
Student X. Look, I think that it's presumptuous to say that what he's actually looking at. But I think that it is fair to say that he's put this out here, and there's effort to do it after a fashion. When you talk about a spotlight and sort of like evaluating what's been done, I don't think nobody's done it on a level that he's done it. I think
Not
that
at all.
we can concede that, okay? But I think that the concern is that the light is shining on things that are hurting individuals more than shining light on the things that will actually be more impactful for discovering
No,
things.
I would say, bro, it's simply not true. You know what I mean? What is being illustrated and highlighted is a level of fraud and waste and abuse that's been going on in our government that Trump believes that alone he's going to be able to put, just from what he saved, $1 trillion towards the national debt. Trump is trying to wipe out the national debt right now. You know what I mean? So just like you go with any, if you're in a household and let's say you have like, out of control finances on spending, right? So what you have to do if you want to go ahead and start to reduce debt is you have to look at what you're spending and reduce, various expenditures. And then now, the balance you can start applying to your debt. You know what I mean? And that's what Trump is doing.
Who's doing that?
I'm sorry?
Who's doing that?
So maybe you heard of it. It's this organization called Doge, led by Elon Musk and the team of individuals that absolutely is combing through. You
got a question. And student X, you answered the question. Now he's saying something.
Is that an elected body? Is it a private citizen runs it, or is it an elected body? Did the people elect that?
Elon, bro, we know Elon Musk is not elected. He's been appointed. To that committee and reports to Trump.
But is that body? Does he even have the congressional? Does that body have congressional backing?
Yeah, the president of the United States.
Part of the executive cabinet.
That's not Congress. The president ain't Congress.
The executive cabinet. It's not.
No, so I don't think it is. And frankly, I don't care. The bottom line is this has been the first effort ever that has been going down and finding exactly, a waste and fraud and abuse. I don't know why it's so hard for those, on the left, in particular, to understand that concept. If we're gonna get out of this debt with saddling our children, and our future as a country, if we're gonna get rid of it, there has to be a plan. And so one of those plans, just to go back again to chess moves that we're talking about, right? I'm saying he's a grandmaster.
You're a follower of Elijah Muhammad, correct? You're a follower of the teachings of Elijah Muhammad to a certain extent.
He was. He's no longer a member of the nation.
No. I'm not in the ranks. I'm not in the ranks, but I absolutely love the teacher.
Let me just ask. So you believe in your heart that somehow these billionaires, this billionaires club, these white folks, they're not corrupt, and they, in their heart, desire is to go after corruption and waste. That's what they're going to do.
So are you referring to these billionaires that are back in Trump? Is that what you're saying?
He's just asking you a direct question. You believe that Trump and this billionaire club, they really have gotten together and they're really concerned about waste and corruption?
I believe absolutely that Trump and the team that he's put together, I believe that they absolutely, are looking out, for self-interest, of course, but at the core of it, Trump wants to be known as self-interest, but at the core, the person that saved America, established world peace, and was the greatest president in the history of America. That's what I believe the motivations of Trump's are, and that type of narcissist, and that type of idea, and that he believes he can achieve that. That is working in the benefit. It's going to be good for everybody.
His self-interest.
This is the thing that gets me. I wish Yusef was functioning so he could be on for this.
Oh, he'll come back.
But I'm saying, but he's gonna miss this point, which is, we kind of need to move things along. So I need to make the point. I'm just saying that we may have a position, and we don't. I'm just saying that you probably would consider me and Afro-agnostic more on the left side, and you guys further on the right side as far as these debates that we're having right now. Okay, well, my point is this.
I'm right of center for sure.
I'm right of center too, but I'm just saying that the bottom line is you perceive us to be left of these policies. And I'm just saying that, see, this is the thing about it. With us, you don't sit there when you talk about like Kamala Harris or Biden or whatever, just what it is. We don't look at them like deities. We don't look at these people as without flaws. We don't think they're blindly running through a wall. We don't think that these people are necessarily righteous, whatever. We think that their arguments actually are making better arguments than the other people. That's it. That's it. It's not an issue of the person. But for some reason, you guys believe that Trump is this, you know what I'm saying, that this guy is this paragon of righteousness. And I'm saying it's one thing for you to say I rock with his policies, and to me that's logical.
You're
that's
putting
sensible.
too much on it, brother. You put too much on it.
Because you're saying that when Brother Youssef is
you're
saying,
putting too
Brother
much on
Youssef,
it.
listen, Brother Youssef is saying that this is what Trump is doing, and I'm saying that
There you go.
possibly know.
That's wrong.
Possibly know. It's one thing to say that this is what Trump is saying, and I say, okay, fine. I would have no disputes about that. But when you say that he's the one that really cares and he's the champion of all this, then I sit there and go like, whoa. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers, him included. I'm just saying that.
Well, I never said that he was a champ of anything. I never said the brother he was a champ of anything. Or what I always have said for the past 12 years, what I predicted was snakes was going to eat snakes, and we stay out the way. That's what I always said. So in order for black folks to be free, hold on, let me finish my point.
I'm just giving you props.
Yeah, Trump is a snake. I agree.
You definitely said that like this is the this he will prolong things. So I'm giving you credit. That's what I'm saying. But if I'm jumping in, that's the only reason why I jump in. I'm jumping in.
I got you, fam.
Check mark.
So listen, black folks been suffering all over the world, correct? And we all say we identify ourselves as being black. And here we have colonizers. Well, okay. Well, we have these colonizers.
Student next don't like that classification.
Okay. Well, with that, Indians, whatever you want to say, we all want people, right? So we are under the gun of a people that needs to be overthrown. We haven't had Idi Amin. Nobody on this planet that's black was able to overthrow these peoples. Now we have an inner war between Ashkenazis and Anglo-Saxons. I'm telling you, what we used to do when I was a kid in school. If you love your mama, put your hand on top of my hand first. And then they scrap. This is what I do. I stick my hand out there. Hey, Trump is doing this, y'all. Look at his moves. Look at his chess moves. He's angering his own people. Let them go to war. Why, Yusuf? So we can go free. That's how this works. It's written that way in the scriptures. Y'all just ain't reading it correctly. Trump is an ally.
I'm basing my analysis on scriptures, on religion.
Yeah, not everybody's gonna accept it.
I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to. I said me. I said me, my brother. Okay. I'm not asking nobody. Listen, my opinions are my opinions, right? My understanding is my understanding. I'm not trying to get no one to believe nothing that I say. One thing I'm saying to myself, I know what's coming because I predicted a lot of things that come in the past 6 or 7 years. So what I'm saying is this here. When you look at Greenland, what's going on in Greenland? This is how my mind thinks. Let me show you something. When Trump won the election, what did Donald Trump Jr. do? He went straight to Greenland. And I said, why is he going to Greenland? Then I start studying Greenland. 50,000 population, whatever. I said, could it be because they said there's over 1 billion corrupt individuals in the world right now, and there's like tens of millions here in the United States, as far as filtering money through this federal government system, and treason, 9/11, Kennedy's assassination, and everything else. So all these people are involved. I said, could it be that they using Greenland as the prison and gonna use Guantanamo Bay for the tribunal? And then the next day later, what happened? Trump opened Guantanamo Bay. I said, I see the chess plays. I see the moves. So I'm watching now, see how they moving towards what I'm thinking. I said, okay, now he's attacking this. Now here come Doge doing all this work. This is after November the 6th. I'm seeing these plays being played out. He is attacking the enemy of peace, the enemy of deception, and the enemies of manipulation. All those enemies is our enemies. We should celebrate that.
Okay, can I just say that you're giving us a sermon? I would say that as black people, United States, their United States interests don't necessarily, it doesn't translate to our interests. Their enemies are not our enemies. Their friends are not our friends. So I have a totally different view on that. But I will say,
who is our friends? My ex-brother. Who is our friend?
My view, like Nice Guy had just did really quick.
You might have forgot you do live in America.
Me live in America. I live in the United States. America's not a country. America's not a country. That's a hegemonic projection of power throughout the Americas. It's the United States. But let me just say really quick, I don't see any difference between Trump and Bush or Biden or Theodore Roosevelt or George Washington. They're all driving the same imperialist machine. So I just don't understand. You haven't shown any distinction, any deviation with what Trump is doing.
But your logic, Afro, if someone gets behind the wheel, then now they're identical to all their predecessors, and I suppose those that come after them. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that's inaccurate. It depends on what you do with the wheel,
clearly,
how you're driving the vehicle.
Trump
and
has
Trump is not driving the vehicle and maneuvering the vehicle like those that came before him.
Trump is driving. Yes, he is. Let me tell you why. Trump has said clearly through his own mouth what the whole MAGA movement means: make America great. He's talking the greatest period of American history is the Gilded Age from 1870 to 1910. This was a time of great.
We ain't never heard him say that.
Let me finish, please. The great tycoons, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies. This is when they emerged.
He never said that.
You say what?
Show me where he said that. That period of time. Show me.
Okay.
I mean, well, I'll go ahead. I don't know that he hasn't said it or he did say it. But I'll say I'll concede. Okay, sure, or why not? But what happened
the tariffs? You're talking about the tariffs,
like, because that we were in a negative position, that must mean he wants us to go back in slavery. And that's where I'm saying, you got to understand. Okay, well, what parallels is he seeing during that time that he wants to bring back to today? You know what I mean? And that's the key. That's what we're talking about.
I don't think anybody thinks he wants to bring back slavery. I really don't believe that. I don't believe there might be three or four or five people, but I don't think that
80% of black people believe
racist is different. Racist and slavery are two different things.
Watch this, brother Charles. Watch this, brother Charles.
Wait a second, brother Yusuf. I'll give you the mic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The Gilded Age is postbellum. That's after slavery. But this is also before civil rights, before liberation, before women liberation, before the Great Society, let me finish, please. Before the New Deal, before Social Security, before workers' compensation, before child labor laws, before minimum wage, before all the things that we take for granted. Now, the Gilded Age was a time before that. That was a terrible time for the vast majority of people to live in. That's what Trump wants to go back to.
So is that the parallels you believe that Trump is trying to say that he wants to bring America back to? Is that he said?
He has said that.
Oh, come on, man. We can't even be serious about that, man. Or is he looking at in terms of the level of growth that America was having during those times?
You're picking and choosing what words you choose to believe about him. So I'm showing you that he's saying this or other things, and you kind of just where he's just talking.
Where you showed us? I'm looking to see. I'm just looking to see it. Where's it at?
It's a distraction of nothingness, bro.
He's taking.
Come on,
brother, you wanted to say something. Look.
Nativism. Y'all know what native? Okay.
Brother, you said. I was giving you the floor, but Afro-agnostics, we always have the freedom to drop comments and stuff into the after show to document and stuff. So that's what we'll do. But brother Yusuf, you were about to say something before you. I don't know if you remember what you were about to say. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Right. I need to come back to him.
So
this whole conversation getting diluted with nothingness, bro. Come on, man. What was we talking about?
Literally substance. We're talking about substance. If you don't understand the substance, you understand the substance. I'm saying that it actually matters to say that when the reason why people get upset about the Make America Great thing because it's like it's not on track. It's relevant because this is like his most fundamental position of political platform is make America great again, right? I mean, that's literally
that's right.
So therefore, that's what I'm saying. So it's not when I'm saying this, it's right on point.
He has said that the golden age.
I know what I wanted to say, bro. Let me. I want everyone on this panel to look up the first Black lodge over there in the North Carolina. Masonic Lodge.
We had this discussion before.
It was in the 1700s. I have my grandmother. I have my ancestry done, right? I'm talking about professionally to go all the way back to 1704 and beyond, right? There is no slavery in my family. Zero.
Yeah, I don't put it this way. I
Okay, I
don't.
don't
You
get to
know,
the point.
yeah, because none of that. In fact, none of that changes the fact that what white people have done in America, and particularly what white people have done to black people. If somehow you magically escaped, all of this other stuff, I'm not saying one thing or the other, but the reality is people have been. You may have one lineage that's maintained whatever. Chances are there's been mixing. The reason why my skin color is what it is because it's not just been my people's. It's been a bunch of people's that's sort of like play in this thing. So I'm never going to be sitting there really arguing the lineage dynamic because there's just been a lot of mixing going on. But I'm just saying that none of that changed the fact that Jim Crow happened. None of that changed the fact that slavery happened. None of that changed the fact that the antebellum and all of that stuff actually happened. So we're just saying that, look, I'm telling you, I'm conceding right off the bat that I don't think Trump wants, like put it this way, if a black person acts the way Trump wants him to act, Trump's gonna embrace that dude with open arms. That's a different type of thing than like maybe David Duke back in the day. I'm not gonna speak for David Duke now, but I'm just saying that there's a difference. So I'm not saying that Trump is that, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to ask you a question. What would be the crossing the red, marking the line? Like, what would Trump have to do for Student X or yourself or Walk to say, man, he's racist? Because 80% of black people believe he's racist. So I'm just asking, what would he have to do for you to be convinced? For y'all, what action would he have to do? Is there anything? Let me know.
Go first, Brother Charles. Go first.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing you keep saying is if like you saying that 80% of black people, believe Trump is a racist, like that validates
that was a side
claim somehow. And so I want to state that that's not what it does at all. And
that's not the argument. The argument is that he's saying that 80 people believe this, you guys are discrediting. He's not saying that it's an argument. He's not even saying it's legit. He may agree with it. Afro-agnostics may agree with it, but when he offers up to 80%, he's saying that, look, 80% believe that, and for you guys to just think that 80% are all dumb is kind of not giving credit to that.
Dumb would not be my word. I would say misguided, uneducated, not enlightened. My question is this.
But my question is, what would Trump have to do in order for you to believe he's racist? That's what I want.
Okay, what he had to do was get in that office, right? And bomb the hell out of Africa, signs legislation to destroy the black community like the Democrats have done over the years. Just like Obama bombing black Africa more than any sitting president. So if Trump ain't going in and trying to steal the mineral resources out of Africa, I say, all right then, my man. I appreciate that. You're not like the others. Go ahead.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, because I wouldn't just conclude
another question.
I wouldn't conclude that with black people, but the United States drops the most bombs in any country across the world. And 75%. May I finish this?
Not Trump.
We're talking about Trump, brother.
We're talking about Trump. We ain't talking about the other deep state cohorts. All of them together, the same bird, man.
We said that Trump is
different. About something different.
He tried to bomb the cartels.
At all.
Exactly. I will bomb the cartels too, because they're destroying the fabric of black America as well as white America, as well as the Mexicans and everybody else.
I wasn't allowed to finish. I'm saying that the United States drops the most bombs in any country around the world. 85% of the bombs that they drop are in countries where people of color live. So what I'm saying, like Trump,
and Obama dropped the most.
Listen. Hold up.
I want to see where he's going with this.
Yeah, we got to see where he's going.
Proving our point, honestly.
For one, Trump has no critique of this. And two, there's no indication or sign that he's going to discontinue this. And I guarantee you, we can meet at the same time next year or 2 months from now, the bombs will continue to erupt in countries where people of color live. So if they do, would you conclude then that he's racist then, Yusef?
Did you forget that he was already president for 4 years?
Right.
That's not the question. The question is, in 2 years, if this happens,
because y'all had hypotheticals then. There was a lot of hypotheticals 4 years ago.
From 216 to 220, the bombs continue to drop. 75 of those were in countries where people of color live.
Say that one more time, brother. I didn't hear that.
I'm saying there was no discontinuity in Trump's presidency. The bombs continue to drop. 75, 85% of those drop in countries where people of color live. So by your own definition, he's racist because he's doing the same thing that previous presidents and governments have done before and after him. He's done the same
so is
thing.
Obama a racist? So did that make Obama a racist?
He was a puppet for the racists. I don't even consider Obama black, but that's my view.
Yeah.
What about Joe Biden?
The functionary of the U.S. imperialism, just like any other white functionary.
Yeah,
So
to
you
answer
more
your
mad at
question-
Trump that what he ain't doing, and you hoping to see that he do these things.
No,
But
there's no
you are,
Right.
What do you have to
but
do
you are
for you
defending
to
those
say
that
he's
actually have
racist?
done
You
that.
told
These
me
things.
5 countries where people of color live. I'm saying he has already done that from 2016 to 2020. And
No,
he's
he did
gonna
not.
continue to do
But,
that.
I mean,
So,
I
bombed
think we
Syria.
need more context. I think we need more context because the fact is that
He
people
bombed Syria.
of color live across every place on the globe. You know what I mean? So I think we need more context on that. But again,
what
we
would
just
Trump have to do
track
for
record
you
to
to
date.
conclude that he's racist?
I'm sorry.
What would he have to do for you to say, man, he's racist? What would Trump have to do?
I had to see it.
Come on in,
I
Walt.
haven't saw anything. You know what I mean? I
Well, come on in, Walt.
don't know what he needs to do. I'm focused on what's happening.
Metric
Walt,
that we're using.
I think I heard Walt say
think
they're
of
all
1,000
racist.
things.
I think I've
Hey,
heard you
did
say
you
they're
say
all racist.
Angie Stone is dead at 53? Just want to put that out.
Yeah, I
there.
put it in the
At
chat.
63.
I put it in the chat
Listen,
Put
earlier.
it
yes,
in the
Angie
private
Stone.
chat.
I was shocked, man. We got to definitely do the on that, man, because you know she was a part of the
Hip hop.
that rap group too. I forgot. But,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
The Neo Soul. She was part of big part of Neo Soul.
But that pump you, funk you, right on up.
Right on up, yeah.
Right on up.
Black
Yeah.
brother.
Dre used that thing and that ding dong. Yeah.
Hey, Walt, what do you think about all this, brother Walt? I want to hear you, brother. I rarely hear you speak in
Hey,
detail.
I'm trying to be respectful. Everybody talking over each other. I guess I'm the only one with the decorum on the show.
What?
But, I feel like a guest
You
on
must say so yourself.
Mutant Politics. Salute to Student X. But I just feel we went somewhere else that don't mean nothing, that no one cares about. Listen, we was talking about Zelensky, that little piece of crap, that little begging piece of crap who walked in, poking his chest out, and Trump told him to his face, you a tough guy because of us. Because of us.
And Trump's a tough guy because of the military. I mean, the
Fucking
dude
right.
was respectful the whole time.
Trump
He
is
was
a tough guy
respectful.
because he got back
He was
in.
respectful. He was respectful the whole time.
Assassination attempts.
Malcolm X said that's how you can identify a
Hey,
child.
Walt,
Grandmaster
you
is master.
Walt, you see how every time you speak about Trump, how they get so defensive?
Yeah.
Very, very defensive. That goes to show the sign of true hate. And they want to deny it.
What
And
did I-
true
what-
change.
what- what-
Deny it.
what did I
And true
say about-
change.
Wait, I didn't say anything about Trump.
He
I
changed
didn't
it
say-
for Trump,
Wait,
man.
Damn.
I didn't say
Give
anything
his nuts
about Trump.
back.
I just talked about Zelensky. I didn't say anything about Trump.
He reconstruction the whole government, bro. He doing big shit.
Wait. I didn't talk about brother. You said
Yes, sir.
let's talk about it. I made a comment, and you said is Obama your daddy? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't appreciate that because I'm like,
I don't remember saying that. Did I say that to you?
Yes.
in the text?
Not
It
a
was on
text.
Facebook.
We-
It was on
we- on
Facebook.
Facebook post. You posted it.
Come
You
on,
made a
man.
post. Check this out. Listen. There's a context of it.
Because
You made a listen.
Go ahead.
Let me
I'm
point.
listening.
You made
Go
a
ahead.
post, and when I saw that post, I didn't think it was wrong. I thought like, wow, that's crazy. Let me research to see if that's true. And then when I researched it, I found it automatically wasn't that true. So I just put that out there. This is like, hey, this ain't whatever. And when we talked about how Doge, I said, if you can find it on the Doge shop, that's something different. I said, but hey, he's put stuff on Doge and had to take it back because it wasn't true. And I said, you know what, I respect that because we're not perfect. So I'm all for that. So that should have been the end of the discussion. Then you go, well, dang man, is Obama your daddy? Every time I say something about Obama, I'm like, dude, I've only commented on like maybe 3 or 4 of your posts. And the
Because that's
algorithm
not what the part that Doge took back. They didn't take
The
that part of
algorithm-
back. That part back about Obama. That part was not taken back. Period. By Doge.
No, Doge didn't report that. That was a meme out there. That was from some fictional source. And then I pointed that out on Snopes, and you're like, well, who pays for
Actually, it came
Snopes?
from one of the workers. Actually, it came from one of the workers' Twitter that
It's
works for
not on
Doge.
Doge. Go find it on the Doge website because
Listen to me.
he's
Listen to me
transparent.
very carefully. Listen to me very carefully once again. That actually came from one of the workers at Doge that put it on his page. You got 20-year-old children that are computers genius, right? That putting stuff out there as well that works for Doge.
Yeah,
Is it right for them to do? Is it right for them to do? I'm not saying if it's right or wrong.
He's
What I'm
got a
saying that
website.
we have
He's got a
discovery.
website. He's got a website where he's putting all this stuff that's not there, right? So it should be there. It shouldn't be anywhere else. It should be right there. And I'm just telling you that story came from something.
You can't push that up. They're held accountable for that institution he represents. It doesn't matter.
And I agree. I
say the whole context of why I even brought this up is I'm talking about literally all I was talking about Zelensky, and you guys talk about defending Trump. Dude, all I said was Zelensky was respectful the entire time.
No,
and I'm saying
Trump refrained from choking that little dude out on national TV. Zelensky was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. How dare you come to the Oval Office with that fucking attitude? It was totally out of line, out of pocket. Very much so.
You realize
and I salute Trump how he conducted himself because he really wanted to go in like, yo, bro, we about to end. Now, hold on. We're about to end millions of people from dying in your country. And you come in here like trying to give a lecture on what Putin did in the past. Yeah, that's why I'm talking to him. I got him straight though. He good. Let's sign this because you've been getting free money. He been getting free money for the last 3-4 years to even be in this war.
Yeah, like Israel since 1948, but no problem there.
So what?
So check it out. So what? So what? Nothing means nothing. So check
it out.
Yeah,
that's why he's ending it. You see the Israel war? That shit is over. It's free money they getting. Yeah, that's fucking with our pockets in America.
Mass displacement. Yeah, that's like the war with the Indians. Yeah, we finally displaced them. That's the final goal of these genocidal acts or settler colonialism. The final goal is genocide, the removal of the people. I got that. But what I'm saying is though, y'all. So the conclusion, y'all believe that these white billionaires are fighting for your rights. That's what y'all believe.
That's what blows my mind. We're not. I'm not sitting. I'm not defending
that. Nobody agree with that. Yourself, myself, Student X. Nobody like. Oh yeah, that's what we believe.
Hey, the billionaires that he's talking about are Trump and he's talking about Elon Musk. Bro. Those are the billionaires. That's the billionaires club. He's got a cabinet. He's got a cabinet of billionaires. So those are the billionaires that we're talking about. Walk.
These people are looking out for their interests, and simultaneously, you know,
their interest is your interest.
Their interests align with our interests as well. Yeah, absolutely. They have interests aligned with ours as well. Now, our interest lines up with billionaires, but one of their main interests is they don't want to see the world in a nuclear war. You know what I mean? That's a legitimate point. They want to see America strong and have this continue to grow and have more people spend money.
The most lucrative.
Who makes the billionaires?
I don't know what
who makes the billionaires? How many of us work for billionaire Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000 companies?
All of us.
I mean,
I've worked for one before, but not anymore.
Okay, so therefore, if it weren't for those billionaires, a lot of us won't even have no job.
Oh yeah, trickle down.
And also we got to understand, we create the billionaires. We buy frivolous stuff that we don't need. Listen, if you get mad at the billionaires, go talk to your wife about shopping on Amazon. If you're mad at billionaires, you know what I'm saying? Stop the frivolous spending.
Makes no sense, man. Brother,
it does make sense, bro.
The means of production doesn't have to be owned by a couple of people in order for it to work. That makes no sense.
It's not owned by a couple of people. That's why it's not owned by a couple of people. That's why it's on the stock market.
No, what I'm saying is that
a lot of folks.
Brother, you said
population. I'm saying, but that's different from the means of production being owned say, by the government or owned by some collective. Instead, it's privatized. It doesn't have to be privatized in order for people
And
to
that's
get
how you become a billionaire.
Look. How you
That's how
become
you
a
become a
billionaire
billionaire.
is the art of the deal. And when you go back to a Trump being a Grandmaster or Grand Wizard, I'll give you another move that Trump made that I believe that was Grandmaster.
You're wrong.
And that is
no,
gold
man.
card.
You're wrong. In each and every case, you're going to see, like, for instance, how did Trump become a billionaire? He got a $70 million tax break from this from New York, the city of New York, Manhattan, when he opened that first building. None of us can get $70 million, but he didn't have to pay taxes for the next 100 years in his place. They get the billionaire. This is how they become rich. They get handouts from the government. They get support. And they get incentives. They get tax breaks. That's how they become billionaires, man. What are you talking about?
So again, is this what the show is about? It's about billionaires, you know, bro. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, there's big fish, there's little fish. You know what I mean? No, but that's not what we're talking about.
The billionaire is going to come save you. They're going to save you and make your life better.
First of all, it would take another billionaire to fight another billionaire. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? You're not going to send in, you know, just anybody in the ring with Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? You know, back in the day, you know what I mean? You had to come with, you know, the best fighter there is. You know, and so right now, like I said, Trump, it appears to me that Trump is that fighter. Trump does appear to be fighting for, you know, a more interest than just his own. I think he has some, you know, I think he's arrogant enough to where, you know, he wants to be known for something. He's worried about legacy. But in that, you know, in that desire, then we're going to benefit from that as well. Because his legacy, he wants to be known, from what I'm seeing, as the best president in the history of the United States. He wants to be known for making America great again. He wants to be known for having world peace, you know, on his watch. You know, what I mean, he wants to be known for eliminating the debt of the United States of America. He wants to be known as the greatest of all time. You know, so since that's his desire, you know what I mean? If he achieves that and successful, we're going to benefit from it.
Why do you feel that you're going to benefit from the goals that white billionaires have? Why do you think that somehow they amass more power?
Because you have to find out what the goals are. So in this case, like I said, so would I benefit as an American citizen if the national debt was completely eliminated? Would I benefit from that?
All right, let's wrap this up. I think that
I mean that's a question. Would I benefit from the national debt being wiped out? You know what I mean? If Trump accomplishes that on his watch, do I benefit that as an American, as a person here on this planet?
Hold on a second. I think that if something is beneficial to the individuals, then the individuals will benefit. But hey, check this out. El Poo just logged on. I don't know if he came on to have something to say. I'd love to hear if you got something to say, El Poo. You got something to say, brother?
El Poo's here?
Put you on here. I want to put you on here just in case. Hold on a second. You may not be able. You got something to say, El Poo? Oh no, he's probably just okay. He came in on a productive. So
his Reaganomics works. It's going to trickle down.
Well, look. Let me defend both of y'all in wrapping this up and saying that Student X is saying that Student X is saying that we have mutual interest on certain things. So you know what I'm saying. So that's the things that we're going to benefit, because certain things that are to their interest will also be to our interest. On the flip side, I get what you are saying, Afro-agnostics, because I'm saying that their interests overall are vastly different from ours, and they will tend to feed us to the sharks. So I'm just saying that the notion of a billionaire, you know, being the champion of the people is a leap of faith. And I'm just saying that some people are willing to take that leap of faith, some people are not. They
turn down civil rights infrastructure. Civil rights infrastructure is the economic infrastructure for Black America. Facts.
Can I give a closing?
Sure, go ahead, brother Yusuf.
Just 1 second. What we got to understand is that we're gonna allow these folks to eat themselves up. That's what greed does. We just got to prepare for the fall. It's gonna fall regardless. Period. America don't have the resources. China is moving fast. The Middle East is moving fast. Russia is moving fast. The European nation is in total chaos. Let them eat one another. This is not a fight about who likes Trump, who loves Trump, who hates Kamala Harris. We just point out the things that has taken place. This is what I do. And I say, hey, get your umbrella. Get prepared. You just watching snakes eating snakes.
Get your guns. Get your fake guns. I'm gonna say fake guns.
Hey, y'all
Get
believe in
fake
Yeah,
guns.
yeah. That's what we on. That's what we on.
Salute to you, Seth.
Hey, check this out. This to me, this sums up my total opinion on this whole situation right here. This is a great comment, El Poo. Salute to you, brother. But I want to allow Student X in closing. You say what you want to say, brother, and then we'll end it. Like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, that's a great point to close on, because the thing is that we have to acknowledge that there are billionaires who are actually looking or working on behalf of the people. You know what I mean? That's what Batman represented. You know what I mean? That's what there's been a few other characters within the Comic Con space, if you will. You know what I mean? So hey, bottom line is I appreciate that you brothers joined on the show today. We had a spirited dialogue, and discussion, and then we'll have to do it again sometime.
All right, so that having been said, peace out, folks.